Yo, what up guys? We're back with another video. Today we're breaking down the number 2 players from Stanford in Louisville. So this is a match between Hudson Rivera and Mayew. So let's get straight into it, guys. If you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Chase Arevalo. I played D1 tennis at Georgia Southern University. I coached at IMG Academy, where I was mentored by Nick Bollettieri, total tennis legend. And after that, I moved down to Boca Raton to work under Rick Macy and be mentored by him as a coach for 2 years, just under 2 years. And yeah, within 6 months, I went from having no lessons to being fully booked out there and being a director there. And then shortly after about a year of doing that, then branched out on my own and launched my own online program. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And yeah, let's get straight into it. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And let's go. Notice off the bat, his slice serve breaks the sideline within the service box. Amazing. Notice what that does. It gets his opponent way out wide here. So on the forehand, so this is no glazing, but one thing that he's doing really well on his forehand is at contact, his right arm is basically fully straight. So what that means is the lever in his arm is longer, so it's going to be more technically efficient. So from a technical standpoint on the forehand, really, really good. Let's continue.
In other news, Florida residents are going to be happy to hear this. It just came out. There's a new website where any...
Notice how comfortable these guys are just going cross court, right? They're not just spraying balls left and right. They're staying patient in the cross court rally. Crazy slice. One thing, textbook about this guy's serve right here. Mayew. His right foot is directly under his body when he's pushing up from the ground. And as he's doing that, his right hand and wrist are stacked directly over his elbow, while his elbow is still in a 90-degree position. And the racket head is relatively over the wrist, which is relatively over the elbow. And the left arm is pencil straight up. This is textbook. If you're back home trying to replicate something on your serve, right, and you're looking for like a good starting point, or just you're looking for something different, try to replicate this. Try to replicate this. Damn. Crazy serve. Notice his forehand is textbook. Textbook. Very clean technically. But what I look for, it's very simple. He lets go of the racket once the ball bounces. And when he does that, he doesn't undo his shoulder turn. So a very common thing with players back home is they're turning, and then even if they say follow that rule where they let go when the ball bounces, what they're doing is this. They let go, and then they're starting to undo their turn like this. So if my left arm was straight, it would be pointing more forward instead of keeping it parallel with the baseline like he's doing right here. So like from a coaching perspective, I can see this. I don't care who this is. This could be the best player in the world. This could be the biggest fucking scrub in the world. If I see this, it's a good indicator on the forehand technique. And you can replicate this back home. Another thing that's really good, the racket stays on the right side of his body when he lets go of the racket. He's not letting go and then going back here, hitting it like a girl, right? So when you're trying to optimize your technique, make sure you're replicating it after the more ATP style forehands. And bro misses the forehand right after. Thanks, dude. I like that open stance. So he went down the line, realized he hit a good shot, and came in. What I love about this already, and look, I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't know if he's going to miss it. But I love how he has his weight on his outside foot, his left foot. So when you're trailing in on these volleys in a similar scenario, make sure you keep your weight on your outside foot. That tip alone will completely fix your volley. And on the backhand side, if you want one more tip, get the racket way higher when you're preparing. On the backhand volley specifically. That was smart. Notice, another thing on his serve. We talked about how he puts his right foot in this position, and the location of that position is great. Something else he does tremendously is his step up. Watch his step up. Watch how controlled his step up is. Take a look. Look, he tosses. He tosses the ball. He hasn't stepped yet. He tosses the ball. He hasn't stepped yet. You can check that for yourself as well in your serve. Now, that movement right there, would you guys say he's going super aggressively forward like a madman, or is he doing a calm step down? Is he going calm into the step, and then is he just stepping down? What you can replicate back home is try to literally step straight down and stomp on the ground with the ball of your right foot. Apply that in your next practice session. Report back. Let me know how it works. Clean forehand. Even though he missed that, I like how he's going into the open stance. If I'm going to be overly critical, which I am, because that's how I coach, it all comes from a good perspective of trying to help the player. But if I'm going to be overly critical here, I think he should load open stance. And then when he strikes the ball, you got to kind of force your body weight a little bit more forward. Especially if you're going to go open stance in this kind of scenario, instead of like a semi-open or closed stance, where the ball, you're going to try to be aggressive and the ball's kind of like really far in front of you. Because of the fact that you're going to make contact a little closer to your body with the open stance, you have to make up for that by kind of forcing your weight a little bit more forward. So see here how he's loading, and he's kind of just rotating in the same spot. What if he treated this ball almost like you load and explode forward, almost like a forehand return, right? Where you push off the right and go forward. That's how I would recommend attacking this ball if you're going to go in the open stance here. So try that out when the ball is a little bit more in front, right? Where you're trying to be aggressive on it, where you're trying to get your weight through the ball. It can avoid this error. And just get more weight transfer through. He might still miss it, right? It's no guarantee, but... Notice he approached down the line. He knows, he's been watching the videos. Approach down the line. Approach down the line, guys. Unless you can hit a winner cross. Very simple. Rivera has a decision to make. Can I hit a winner cross court? If yes, I'm going cross court. It's very simple. If not, if there's any doubt, if I believe this dude over here, Mayew, could get the ball if I go cross, there's no chance I'm going cross, and I'm going to go down the line. So if you go cross, no, I got to hit a winner. I got to hit it big. Because if you don't, this guy's going to burn you line. He went big there, and he basically hit a winner there, right? It was a forced error. So he did his job there. So Rivera's in a platform stance. Really great shoulder elbow angle. Really, this guy has a really live shoulder. I can tell he's got a really live shoulder. Let's see here on his serve. Look, on his forehand, notice he hits the same checkpoints that Mayew hits, right? That we were just talking about. His left arm is parallel with the baseline. Are you doing that with your forehand, bro? Or when you let go, are you pointing forward? If your coaches are telling you point forward to the ball, you're getting fucking scammed right now, bro. Straight up. So take ownership over your game and apply the real shit. Apply the right technique, bro. It will help you. Now, also, he keeps the racket on the right side of his body even as he lets go. His right hand's also on his right side of his body. Notice his right elbow. This is like textbook ATP technique. If you're curious about like, well, dude, why do some players like have their elbow up higher? Like, why is that kind of more common in the modern style of play? It's very simple. I used to not even understand it. I had no fucking clue. I was like, I saw it, but I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense. I didn't realize that there's actually something biomechanically that getting the elbow higher actually helps with. And a lot of coaches don't really know about this. So, even players, obviously. So, the benefit of getting your right elbow up higher is that, look, you're going to be able to set the racket more to the right when you let go. Try it out for yourself. Go set up, turn on your forehand, and then get your elbow up higher. Take your hand off, and then just let gravity drop your arm. You're going to notice your racket is going to set to the right naturally. Versus try it again with your elbow down, tucked next to your rib cage. Do the same thing. You're going to notice this. You let go, just let your arm just fall with gravity. It's going to go behind. It's going to go behind. It's going to go behind like the women hit their strokes. Right? Like the WTA style forehands. So there's a real reason why getting the elbow higher could potentially help you. You don't have to do it, right? If you can set the racket on the right while keeping your elbow a little bit lower, you can do that. But it's all about as a player and as a coach, you want to understand what are the variables I can manipulate to improve my game. Technique, how to hit the... So it's important to understand that kind of foundational concept. So let's continue, guys. So that was a great shot, but I want you, the lesson from here right now is notice what this guy's doing right here, right? So his opponent hits a really good ball, changing direction, right? Putting him on the run. You're gonna face a very similar scenario back home. I guarantee you're going to face this in your next match, right? Someone rips the ball this way. You got to run forehand on the run. You need to have a rinse and repeatable method that is something that you practice time and time again here. This can't be just like, I'm just going to try to hit some random shot. No. It's very simple. Aim for a target right over here. And if anything, you're going to miss the ball a little bit deep this way. You don't want to try to break the sideline here. You want to get your forehand cross court on the run to be a penetrating forehand ball, pause, and you want it to go all the way deep through the court here. And you want to set with an open stance and set your right foot here. Set your right foot here as far away from your body as possible. Because all your momentum is going to be falling over to the right. So your job is to do your best to stay balanced. And by setting that right foot as far as you can, it's almost like kind of a stilt holding up your body if your body was like a building, right? And it's some like kind of stilt that's like holding it up right from the side. So notice here, you can't really see it in frame, but he pushes off the right foot, rips cross and goes to that target. Yeah. And just very small thing there, like when I look at my players' footage who are in my online program, I highly recommend them on the run, even on their backhand, to use two hands unless they have to hit it with one hand, right? So use your discretion as a player, as a coach. But as the player, you're the only one who's really going to know, could I have really kept two hands on that? Or did I kind of bail out to the one hand? And there's nothing wrong with slicing it, but in general, for most players, the percentages of them floating it are going to be a little higher when they're slicing, obviously. So there. So if you look here, I like how he's taking a step to the side. He could have taken a bigger step to the side based on the fact that the ball was going right to his body. Now here, again, remember what I was saying about the return footwork? And I was relating it to just like a neutral ball or like that shot that he missed before when he was trying to be aggressive. But here, because this is a return, and it was a kick serve, this is basically like a second serve right here. You need to push off the right, especially if you're going to change direction here. Push off the right, get your body to land inside the court. That's what I don't see here. That's what I don't see there. He's not pushing off the right foot and then landing on the left. So make or miss, I don't care about that. As a coach, I really don't care if he makes the ball or misses the ball, right? I look at what was within his control. And did he do it or did he not? And as a player, you can be your own coach and apply that same mindset for yourself. Nice. Good open stance. Again, he went cross court because he could hit a winner, right? That's exactly why he didn't go down the line there. You can rip this line, you can rip it at his body, you can rip it literally right at his chest, or you can lob. Yeah, so here's my recommendation, right? So he missed that one a little wide. My recommendation here, if the ball's really low, right, and you're in a close stance like this, and it's kind of not very comfortable for you to hit this ball, right? Especially if you hit a flatter backhand, right? It might be difficult to make this ball down the line. Like you might sail it long if you hit it more flat. If it's a very difficult shot, what I recommend is punish this ball as hard as you can right at this guy's chest. Try to rip a hole right through this guy's t-shirt. And that's a totally legitimate shot. Any coach who says that's not a legitimate shot doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. So utilize that shot, rip it at their body. Because you see how even there, even if he could make that, it was kind of not a clean shot, right? He wasn't really committing to the brush. And that's why I would say rip it right at that guy. He's not going to have time to react, you know? So that's my 2 cents there. I love how he got his body forward still though, right? He used his body well. See where he's going to go. Is he going to rip here? Can he hit a winner there? Maybe. If he's got a lot of confidence and he really goes big, he might be able to, right? It's a high ball. Let's see if he's going to come in here though, or he's going to rip line. Yep. Let's see what he could have done better. So he ripped there, split. Yeah, so just notice how his left foot's like here. I wonder why he didn't keep a wide stance. Let's see. So here, what I really recommend with athletes, and this is like what also has helped me personally, is try to keep a really wide stance. Like when you're coming in and you split, he split stepped here. But what he should do is split, don't move this foot, put your weight on this foot without moving it. Right? So you see he took this step. Do less. Don't take that step. Just literally keep your foot grounded, do less, and then lean to the left, push off the left, and go to that. And he would have been able to make it, I believe. Because I've seen players way worse than him apply that, and it's worked tremendously for them. So there's no reason why it wouldn't work for him too. Keep that weight on the outside leg. way to get his body weight going forward. He's probably going to try to rip inside out for a winner here. Nice. And how I measure that is like he didn't hit a winner, but he hit a ball good enough to create an overhead. So at this level, that's basically a winner because you should be able to put away an overhead. That's a great return though. I really like that. Even though he missed that, I really like that. He split. Like I'm just looking at what's within his control. He split, put his weight on his right leg. He pivoted to the right. He pushed off. He went forward and landed on the left. Could he push off maybe a little bit more forward? Maybe. But he missed the ball by very small margin. So if you're him, you got to stay positive. That was a good try. Such a clean serve.
Hi, I'm John Densmore. I'm the instructor for the UCF Split Stack Software Development Program.
So there, look. Great serve. Gets the short ball. Could he, this is what I'm measuring here, does he have every option on the menu? He has a lot of options, but the ball is relatively low. So you're going to have some less options because of that, because the ball's lower, right? I don't necessarily think that was like the easiest ball to just rip a winner on. So automatically, I would have hesitation that the drop shot isn't a bailout here. That's clean. And there you can see it, right? Like he approached cross there, right? He approached cross. Ball in the middle. He rips cross court. And it works, right? But it's working because his opponent, he hit a good enough ball where his opponent's on the run, having to slice and float that ball. So he didn't hit a winner there, but he got the next best thing, which was a floating forehand slice, which, I mean, doesn't take a genius to know any D1 player, this is a put away shot, right? This is 99% of the time they're going to make that, right? So he did enough damage with that. But at your level, be cautious with the approaches cross court, because if you don't have the tools to rip it that big and do enough damage, you might get burned. But worked out for him. Again, here, he could probably try to go for an inside out winner here if he really wants to go big, right? If you're going to do that, make sure you run around it a lot. Make sure you get a lot of angle going away. But if you have any doubt that you can rip that for a winner, you're going to want to go inside in. Right. But just pay attention, right? Like this guy here, he rips this. A good player, a higher level player will be like, say you're playing, you know, Rafa, like Djokovic, someone like, let's just say top level player who's really fast, who can get to their spots. They're going to get to this spot, right? Get there a little sooner, be able to plant a little earlier and punish you line here. So especially at the D1 level, right? If you're anywhere near these guys' level or even a little bit lower level, right? And you get into a similar scenario, your opponent approaches like that, you want to pass them down the line here. If you get to that spot early and you can set up well. So at this level, you just don't have the luxury to give that ball back, because even if you make that, that's an easy volley for this guy, right? So at the D1 level, I would recommend you got to rip that one line. Even if you miss it, you're going for the right shot. So yeah, hope you guys have an amazing day. Let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.